Yeah. Welcome to the Gunny Gumby Show. I can do it all, I will never fall. It's the Renaissance, you know that I got the mother sauce, man. You know I'm the boss, I know what it costs. Have you ever lost? I'm so versatile, yeah, I'm a Renaissance, man. I can do it all, I will never fall. It's the Renaissance, you know that I got the mother sauce, man. You know I'm the boss, I know what it costs. Have you ever lost? I'm so versatile, yeah, I'm a Renaissance, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, the New York Jets have won 2 games in a row. The New York Jets are going on 3 weeks now, in my opinion, of wins. We're talking about wins before the bye week. We're talking about wins during the bye week. It's just been a lot of winning for Jets fans. And I'm not gonna lie to you, man, I'm a little confused. I'm a little confused in regards to why there are Jets fans upset about this team winning. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. But that's what's going on right now. Right now, as it currently stands, there are individual Jets fans who are upset that the New York Jets are winning football games, as if that's not the whole point of this thing. As if that's not the whole reason why we watch these games. Is for our teams to win games. We're going to talk about some things tonight, man. The Jets are 2-7 right now. They just beat the freaking Browns. Now I'm not going to sit here and pretend like the Jets freaking beat a playoff caliber team. The Browns are trash, but we're also a trash team. So when you're able to beat other trash teams, that to me is a good thing because it shows that we are on a trajectory, hopefully, of going upwards or in the right direction. Nevertheless, New York Jets are 2-7. And there's a lot of people right now concerned in regards to the draft status. Oh my gosh, we won this game. Now all of a sudden we don't have the first overall pick. But I don't know about y'all, man, but I enjoyed seeing it. I think watching our team win says a lot about what we're trying to build. I think it says a lot about the culture. So we're going to go ahead and talk about it and get into it. First and foremost, what's good, Vero Beach? As always, man, appreciate you being in the building. Jesse, I see you in the building as well. Building that winning culture with the young guys, things you love to see 100%. That's where I stand on it. That's where I don't understand. You know what? We're going to get into it. But I feel you, Jesse. I hear you. Kel, what's good? Appreciate you guys for being here. Jets worldwide, we're the king of trash. Hey, listen, somebody's got to be the king of it. Someone's got to be the king of it, right? So if it's us, then so be it. But yeah, it's funny to me because I'm a fanatic. I'm a Jets fanatic, right? To just win their second game in a row, and it wasn't pretty. It wasn't like it was pretty. It was very ugly, in fact. But again, the Jets are a bad football team, and they beat a bad team in the Browns. Now, mind you, the Browns happen to have a top 5 defensive line in the NFL, so that's saying a lot as well, especially when you can go ahead and beat a team like that with your quarterback only throwing for 53 yards. It says a lot in regards to the rest of the team putting in work, from special teams specifically, just dominating, to Breece Hall putting the team on his back, doing his thing, and then the defense getting after their quarterback to the tune of, I think it was 8 sacks in that game, 4 of which going to our boy, Will McDonald. So a lot to get into. So for me, I look at, why are Jets fans mad like that the Jets won this game? That doesn't make any sense to me. I think this thing is, hold on 1 second. One moment. Every time, every single time Chrome has an update, it does that weird glitching thing where, like, all of a sudden it can't read like inputs. and you got to unplug everything and then plug everything back in. It's actually kind of annoying. It's making me not want to use Chrome, but Chrome works best in terms of all the tools and this freaking software. This is why I'm an Apple guy. Safari, get your stuff together so that way I can go ahead and start utilizing you and use all the tools this program has to offer. I digress, but I just saw it doing the little weird flashy thing and it was annoying. So hopefully it doesn't do that again. Um, Wachu was good, man. Appreciate you for being here. But yeah, just talking about how this team won this game, man, and how seeing Jets fans complain about their team winning as if winning doesn't establish a culture, as if winning doesn't inspire confidence, doesn't make sense to me. Like, we have a young roster, one of the youngest rosters in the NFL right now. You brought in Aaron Glenn to be the catalyst of change, the guy who's going to change the culture. And you mean to tell me all of a sudden, like, winning isn't a priority? Like, winning is upsetting because you'd rather, yeah, hopefully get the first overall pick and what, guarantee that you got the best quarter. Like, the first overall pick hasn't really been, rock stars in terms of the quarterback position in several years now, going on almost a decade. So there's no guarantee that the first overall pick is going to reap you the rewards of a franchise quarterback. Now I get it, you want the highest pick possible because of course it increases the chances. I completely understand that. But in the current state of things as a Jets fan, if we're being honest with ourselves, right now, you're in the best part of the season. We are, because we already know the season's over. It's over. And we're hoping to ruin some other teams' days. I'm hoping tomorrow we can ruin the Patriots' night. I really am. So if our team wins, we win. That's a good thing for us as Jets fans. I appreciate it. You appreciate it. The players appreciate it, and they get a taste for it, which is what we want. But if our team loses, we win. Because again, the draft capital continues to get more valuable and it gets us closer to potentially finding the dude that's going to go ahead and lead us out of purgatory over the next, hopefully the next decade plus. So it's a win-win scenario right now for Jets fans. It's a win-win scenario. Team wins, we win. Team loses, we win. Because ultimately, the season is done. We know that. But I personally would enjoy watching our team run through some good teams, like pull what the Dolphins did for the Buffalo Bills and beat some of these freaking teams that are going to the playoffs or projected to be, Super Bowl contenders, ruin their day. I would find so much joy in that. So I don't understand the hate. I really don't. I don't get why individuals are so upset at the Jets for doing what, competitive sports is about. It's competing and then winning games. Our guys showed up, they won the game. It's a confidence builder for our guys. Again, across the board, it's a win. Now, I get it. Some of us are in the tankathon for the first overall pick, so we can go ahead and draft Simpson or Mendoza. We believe that these are the top two quarterbacks in this year's draft, and the hope is one of these guys leads us to the promised land. And for us, that just means being respected and maybe the playoffs. Jets fans, we're not asking for much. We just need somebody to go ahead and get us out of purgatory. And yeah, you have the first pick. Obviously, you can choose whichever quarterback you believe happens to be the guy. But again, I got to ask you guys, man, how many number one picks have been hits over the last decade or so? Like, seriously, think about them. Number one picks in terms of the quarterback position specifically, how many of them have been freaking hits? Trevor Lawrence. I was told Trevor Lawrence was supposed to be the can't miss prospect. This dude is supposed to be, the next Peyton Manning, right? The second coming of Joe, like not Joe Namath, but Dan Marino. Like, that's how highly touted freaking Trevor Lawrence was. Dude's been a bum, average to below average quarterback in the NFL. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. So I ask you guys, seriously, who in the last 10 years that was picked first overall, quarterback wise, that you're sitting there and you're like, man, stud. This is the guy who, because none of them have led their teams to Super Bowls. None of them have done that, right? Like, I find it hard to believe that we don't have enough proof in the pudding that there's other ways to go about this. And for me, if we can go ahead and continue to build a culture of our players, our young players, to understand the value they bring in terms of what winning feels like, right? And that has a lot of value in terms of what a rookie quarterback's going to experience in the NFL. You've got a team that's used to winning. understands what it takes, and that in itself is a good thing. So I don't know, man. I have a hard time understanding the why behind. Hey, crap. If the Jets lose, then they lose. Cool. That's fine. I understand that aspect. We're getting a higher draft pick. I do understand that concept. But to root for losses, to want your team to not show up on Sundays is mind-boggling to me. Like, you're a fan. You're a fan of this team. And in your mind, losing is going to somehow allow this team to get better at what? You're not building a winning culture. So I don't get it. I'm not on board with it. I'm 100% on. If we win out right now, win the next freaking, what was it, 8 games, and we finish 10-7. I don't think it's gonna happen. And we still miss the playoffs. I'm going to be ecstatic. Why? Because we've established a change in culture. I'm sick and tired of losing. We've been watching them lose for years now. We've seen what having a top 2, top 3 pick has gotten us. It hasn't gotten us much. I'm going to trust that in the win we got in the bye week is going to result in potential wins in terms of, being able to use those assets to get the right people in the building, right? So again, I don't get it. I don't understand it. I see a lot of Jets fans snapping at the Jets fans who are excited about winning because we're not rooting for L's. Because in their mindset, if you can guarantee yourself the first overall draft pick, that means we're going to be winners next year, or what? It doesn't make sense to me. The first overall draft pick in terms of quarterbacks have not really been hits in the last decade plus, and you're still thinking that's the only way to go ahead and win and build around a roster. Now, granted, I would love to alleviate, the concerns of not getting your guy, and I get that. I would love to alleviate the thought process of not having to trade a lot of the capital we just got to get your guy. I get that. I do. But again, you're still talking about a lottery pick. You're still talking about somebody you're hoping turns out to be something. So for me, man, it's just I just don't understand it, man. And I'm starting to get pissed off because I'm seeing a lot of these guys snapping at Jets fans who are excited for a win, to include myself, and that's driving me crazy. Like, that's pissing me off. You're mad because fans of the team are excited that the team got a win, because in your mind the team shouldn't show up and care. They should just not give a damn, so that way they can potentially get the first overall pick, thereby sending a message to your players, of the core youth of your players, that it's okay to freaking quit. It doesn't really fucking matter. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, this is where I'm confused, that we're trying to change the culture, but at the same token, we want the players to believe it's okay to lose or to give up. Like, that's the mentality of some fans, and to me, that's just mind-boggling. Imagine when you start telling your players that are busting their ass, have trained their whole lives to get to this point, that, hey, you really don't matter. So we're gonna need you to not try, or we're gonna sit you guys down and play the guys who shouldn't even be out here and get all these losses so we can get the first overall pick. Because that quarterback, that guy, he matters. He's the only thing that matters, even though these guys have been busting their asses their whole lives to get to that point. But the quarterback's all that really freaking matters. So I'm gonna need y'all to suck or lose or not try. It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. And it's frustrating because we have a lot of Jets fans who are really believing like that's the way to go about business when it comes to building a winning franchise. That's crazy to me. Jesse goes, us Jets fans are the epitome of you can't please everyone, saying, complain about everything. Yeah, no, 100%. 100%. And you hear all these other fan bases always talk um, about how Jets fans are this or that, or we don't know ball, whatever, right? Like, and we'll attack them all day. We'll attack them all day. But sometimes you sit there and you watch our fan, you're like, wow, all right, I see why people look at us and they question our ability to understand football or no ball, or they think that we're freaking, because of this stuff. You're mad and you're complaining because your team is winning football games. That I don't get it. Kel goes, it's psychological, Gunny. Jets fans are afraid of success, fearing the pain of losing again. No, 100%. I get that. Like, we have a version of PTSD that's been blessed upon us by being fans of this team, and I definitely understand that. I understand that in our mindsets, we have to try to minimize the risk of losing as much as possible, in the future, because all we've done is losing. So if we lose out and we're able to get, that top overall pick, then it's going to allow us the opportunity as a fan base to increase our chances of being winners next year, because we'll get our guy, right? But again, if I don't think it just focuses on the quarterback situation, right? Like Sam Darnold, we let him go because the culture wasn't built around him. He didn't have really a support structure, and we wound up letting him go. And right now he's thriving, you know what I'm saying, in Seattle. I mean, again, it took him about 7 years to figure it out, 4 different teams, but he's thriving, right? What if we had already had the culture in place, the coach in place, you know what I'm saying, the support structure in place? Could we have accelerated his growth, accelerated him to becoming who he is today? I'm not saying he's, the number one quarterback in football, but this is definitely a guy right now who's playing at a franchise quarterback level. Um, there's a lot that goes along with it, and I think that we've again been conditioned, as you just said, Kel, been conditioned to just be so afraid of success because all we know is pain and failure, that we try to find reasoning. Okay, well, this season's already shot. It's a wrap. We're not making the playoffs. It sucks. It's over. Hopefully, we're able to lose enough games to get the number one overall pick next year and then reset. But we keep forgetting the fact that there's another 52 players. I don't know, it's a 53-man roster. 52 players right now who are trying every single day to go ahead and prove they matter, prove that the work they've put in, all their lives is going to be able to impact on the football field. And I know it. I get it. If you don't have the quarterback, it's very difficult to go ahead and succeed in this league, and it doesn't really matter. I understand that. But for you to tell those players that, what I'm saying, we're giving up on the season, we're punting on the season because we don't have a quarterback back there. Like, that's where I'm lost, man. Like, that's where I think I get a little bit confused in regards to the thought process about this. And Jesse says it beautifully here. It's evaluation time, seeing who stays next season. We still need to figure out who on this roster is going to be here as part of our rebuild. Who is going to be here with our franchise quarterback that we're going to draft or trade for or whatever over the next couple of years? Because you're not drafting an entire roster next year. You're not. You're drafting to go ahead and add to the current roster. And in order to do that, we are going to need to see what these guys are all about. And honestly, I loved what I saw on Sunday. I saw guys who weren't quitting on freaking on AG. We thought there was going to be a situation when we traded away all of our top guys that this was going to go south real fast, but that wasn't the case. And AG right now has shown us that he hasn't lost a locker room. Jets were what, at 0-7, I was in full tank mode, but then I realized it was too soon, hoping to see what transpired for the next 8 games. And again, I know Jets worldwide. So when he means tank, this is his way of saying, like, you know what, we lose out, better for us. And I understand that feeling of, if we lose out, better for us. But I guarantee you, he wasn't rooting for losses. But at this point now, we're talking about, like, man, we can still go on a run. Anything can happen. I don't believe we're going to just win out. Any given Sunday, I mean, the Dolphins just put belt to ass to the Bills, you know what I'm saying, on Sunday. So any given Sunday, anything could happen. But at the same time, there's still a chance. We're still mathematically still in it, guys. The AFC this season does not look like the AFC of times past. So if we lose, we lose. We lose. We kind of know it's going that route. But if we win, it's fun. Enjoy it. Victory Mondays are awesome. I can't get on board to just say, yeah, nah, forget it. This is what it is. Let's go ahead and just tank and hope that the quarterback we draft next year doesn't see the stench of loser that is this team, because everybody quit and waiting on him to be the savior of the team. Like, there's a lot that goes into it, man. And this is sports. This is football. And if you let your team know that you don't believe in them being able to go ahead and matter, that they don't matter until you get a guy to come in there and save them all, I don't think you're building the kind of culture you want to build. I think you're cultivating a kind of culture you're trying to get rid of, one that expects, someone else to come in here and be the hero and save the day. I want all my players to believe that they can be the reason things are changing. I really do. If us winning out and missing the playoff means now our young defense, our young offensive weapons decide, you know what, I am the catalyst for change. I can do this. Just bring us one more guy to help us out, but I'm good enough. Like, that's the mentality you want, and you don't get that kind of mentality if your thought process is just quit, give up on the season. It's a wrap. We're not going to get to the playoffs, so who cares? That to me is the wrong mentality. So yeah, I haven't understood it. And for me, I just feel like when it comes to winning, that does establish culture. Like, overcoming being the underdog establishes culture. Like, imagine the team around the QB that believes in what they bring to the table. Like, that to me is important. If these guys believe what they bring to the table, because right here, when everyone thought they should be giving up and rolling over and playing dead, they went out and they won some games they weren't expected to win. I think that brings a lot of value, man. The New York Jets have an elite special teams. We're seeing that right now. I mean, them boys are balling out. The defense is coming along. They've shown us some spurts, right? We're seeing freaking guys like McDonald. JJ looks like he's freaking getting his confidence back on that Achilles. I'm loving what I've seen from freaking the interior, the guys we traded for. The secondary right now, we just lost, Sauce Gardner. Can some of those guys step up? Maybe they're not the shutdown corner that Sauce Gardner was in terms of preventing a wide receiver from making plays, but can we get a couple of guys back there that can go ahead and that they take the ball away? You know what I'm saying? Flip the field position a couple of times, you know what I'm saying, in a season. That can, I think, in my opinion, kind of alter the loss of a Sauce Gardner. Now I think Azeri almost got injured, concussion anyway. So that sucked. Didn't get to see him play this game. I was really looking forward to seeing it. But the boys, I think, kind of held their own going into that game. Again, going into the second half, nobody quit. Nobody put their head down and thought the game was over. Those boys fought all the way through the entire game and got a dub. And look, man, if it allows us to analyze who we have in the building, I'm all for it, man. This team, if they win games and it reflects effort and it reflects belief, and now we can see what the coaching staff is really about, which is, in my opinion, just as important as getting the QB. Now we're freaking cooking with gas. Now we're starting to go ahead and see that whole culture building aspect that we all know this organization needed coming to fruition. Like case in point, Aaron Glenn. Listen, I've jumped on this mic for the last, for the first 7 weeks of the season, talking about like we messed up. Like the dude didn't show any of us that he was making the kind of decisions you would hope in a head coach. He looks confused. He looked like it was above the rim for him. Like it was just too much, that he was out of his comfort zone. That perhaps some people are just built to be coordinators and not freaking, head coaches, because that's a whole different ballgame. But in 2 games now, 2 games in a row, we've seen Aaron Glenn look the part. And I get it. The competition has been trash. I'm not going to pretend like he was going up against freaking, playoff caliber teams. It was trash. Now the Bengals, I think, have the talent to be a playoff caliber team, but of course, without Joe Burrow in there, you can't really say they're acting in full capacity. So I'll admit that defense was trash. We took advantage. So be it. But Aaron Glenn, to me, in 2 games in a row now, he's made decisions that have impacted wins. Like he's put his guys in positions to win the game. I've seen also a bunch of guys who have not quit on him. They're either buying in or they believe in what he can do to turn this franchise around. You've seen these guys ball out for freaking AG. You got to give credit where credit is due. I was fully expecting this dude to lose the locker room by now, just because of some of the way he was going about things. And again, the early mistakes, there was a lack of belief, in my opinion, that, my gosh, man, AG was the guy. And I wanted AG. I'll be the first to admit I wanted AG. He was the second guy on my list. No, I'm going to be honest. I'm lying. He was the third guy on my list because I did want Ben Johnson. I wanted the offensive-minded head coach. I really did. Mike Vrabel I wanted as well, but I kind of knew the moment freaking the Patriots let go of Mayo that he was no longer on the table. So technically, AG was that second dude on my list. But I wanted this guy. I was happy about this hire. And in the first 7 weeks, I felt regret that this guy he's not going to be able to show us a transition. But then we've seen it the last couple of weeks, man. Like he's made decisions that literally have put the team in a position to win and beat 2 teams, granted, that aren't elite, but that are NFL football teams. So you got to give credit where credit is due. This whole process is also about evaluating AG as well. Like he gave us 7 weeks where we all thought like we messed up. We all thought like, man, we fucked up. This isn't the guy. But if he's able to go ahead and learn as he goes and figures it out, man. Listen, man, I'm on board with this being a learning experience for all of us, because the head coach is going to matter just as much as the freaking, my gosh, man, as the freaking quarterback. If the head coach is wrong, is it going to really matter? It's not going to matter, man. You're starting to hear rumblings in Buffalo. You've got, I think, a top tier talent in Josh Allen in Buffalo. Granted, he's becoming known as the flop king because, my God, man, the dude flops more than LeBron James. But Josh Allen, if we're being honest with ourselves, is a top-tier quarterback in this NFL. You know what I'm saying? Top 3 player in the league. He's that dude. But, you're losing to the Miami Dolphins right now, who are in flux and they're trying to figure things out, and you're supposed to be a Super Bowl contender. Their coaching staff is now in question. And in all actuality, you look at him and you're like, you know what? No matter how talented Josh Allen is as the quarterback, he doesn't have all the pieces. The coach is not a Super Bowl. You know what? Josh Allen is a Super Bowl quarterback. Josh Allen is the kind of quarterback you can put on a roster with the right coach, and they will go to a Super Bowl. You can. I don't think the Bills have a Super Bowl caliber coach. And that goes to show you just how important that the coaching and the quarterback have to be 1 and 2 together in order for you to go ahead and make it to the big game. Man, Jess Worldwide, I appreciate you, man. Don't forget to hit the like button. And also, I want to say thank you. I hit 1.8K, 1,800 subscribers last week. I want to thank you all for taking the time to watch the channel. And I see a lot of individuals who weren't subscribed watching the channel, and you're subscribing now. And I appreciate you. I see you guys really love the shorts, so I'm going to keep those shorts coming, man. But again, jump with the live with the Hangar Hangout. Love to interact and engage with you guys. We're trying to get to 2,000 subscribers. Once we get to 2,000 subscribers, I'm going to be giving away an autographed Joe Namath jersey to one of the first 2,000 subscribers of the channel. Listen, all you got to do is subscribe, and you're automatically entered. We'll be doing a live giveaway on the show for that autographed Joe Namath jersey. So again, if you're watching the show, I appreciate your support. Don't forget to like and subscribe and automatically enter yourself into that giveaway. Infrared Jets, if we beat the Patriots tomorrow, I will be one happy son of a bitch. I hope we put belt to ass to the Patriots. I do. I don't care. I don't care if it is meaningless. I don't care if it drops us out of the top 5. I want to beat the dog shit out of the Patriots. I do. I hate them. I hate them with a passion. And honestly, I'm pissed that they found another quarterback already. Drake May appears to be the real deal. And that's beyond frustrating to me. So if we're able to somehow beat the Patriots tomorrow, belt to ass style, I'm 100% on board. I'm 100% on board. So yeah. So for me, I hope the Jets do as well. I don't know if that's going to be the, but I definitively would love to see a dub tomorrow. Gunning your anger is justified. I agree. I don't want to come off as just being hostile towards those who want to lose games for a top pick, and that wasn't my intention, right? But like, it is frustrating though. Like, it's beyond frustrating because why are you watching the games then? Like, if you're not rooting for your team to win, how do you hate watching your own team and hoping that they lose? That to me, like, I'm hate watching the Colts now. I'm hate watching the Cowboys now. I want those guys to lose. So our draft style. How about you hope those guys freaking tank or those guys freaking lose out to go ahead and increase the value of our draft picks? I can't root for my own team to lose, man. It's just not in me. So I just don't understand how people who want the team to tank is pissed off at those of us who are like, nah, bro, I'm a fan of the team. I want to see them win. I want to see them win out. I don't care. I want to see them beat every team left on their freaking schedule because I'm a Jets fan. I want to see the Jets succeed. And that doesn't mean getting the first overall pick. That usually means you didn't succeed. So yeah, I don't know. It's just weird to me that people are actually mad that there are happy Jets fans who want to see this team win. I want to shout out to everybody that's checking in right now, man. Infrared, what's good, brother, man? Nice to see you. Jets Worldwide, where you popped you, Kel. To Modine. I haven't seen Modine in a while. Modine was good. And then, as always, you don't miss a beat. Modine says, Pats are going to smoke the Jets. What is the blasphemy being carried out in here? Hey, look, listen. All I know is the Dolphins beat the Bills, and that should have never freaking happened. That was not on the bingo card, and yet it happened. I'm not saying we're going to beat them, Modine. I'm not saying that we're going to beat them, but, man, would I love to see us do it. I would love to go ahead and see the Jets pull off a win against the freaking Patriots. We'll find out tomorrow. But Modine keeping us freaking relatively freaking dialed in, coming in here real quick. Hey, sit down. It's going to be I'm assuming he feels it's going to be belt to ass to us against the Pats tomorrow. Infrared Mo, I spat my beer out. Yeah, he came in hot. He no ifs, fans, or buts. He's like, what is going on in here? Let me bring y'all back down to earth. Miguel, what's up, man? Appreciate you for being here. Hope you got your helmet. It said it was delivered, I believe, yesterday. So hopefully you got that. and it's everything you thought it was going to be. So I appreciate you again for participating in that giveaway. I don't want to miss anybody. So I think that's everybody. Yep. Infrared, Jets Worldwide, Modine. E Boogie. What's good, brother? Oh, E Boogie with a super chat. What's up, man? Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Tomorrow the Jets will win, Gunny. Like, if I'm being honest with you, E Boogie, I have this gut feeling that tomorrow's game is going to surprise some people. Again, Ramondre Stevenson apparently is out for that game tomorrow night, so they're down their starting running back. Um, Listen, man, Drake May has impressed me. I won't lie. It sucks to say it, but he's impressed me. It's going to be a tall order, a tall ask. We're not going to have Garrett Wilson. I think we're going to see A.D. Mitchell make his freaking appearance. Can the special teams and the defense, you know what I'm saying, show up the way they did against the freaking Browns? That, I think, is going to be the biggest indicator. You take away that running game without Stevenson there, that can also be a good benefit. I'll never say never, man, because, again, I watched the Miami Dolphins beat the Buffalo Bills like in convincing form, like in convincing. It was bad. That was a beatdown. And yeah, so I'm never going to say never. So I hope that is the case. However, I would not put money on it. I would not put money on the Jets beating the Patriots tomorrow. As much as I would love for that to be the reality. Appreciate the super chat, brother. You're always welcome, man. I appreciate the support. Jets fans are praying hard. This all works hard over time. Please let Glenn be the right guy. Please let these draft picks work out. No, in all actuality, that's what it boils down to, right? You're talking about the opportunity right now with this arsenal, and I call it the war chest of draft picks and assets you just got from the Quentin Williams trade and the Sauce Gardner trade. And we've been here before. You know, the Jamal Adams situation, we did this thing. And a lot of people will sit there and say, "Oh, it's the New York Jets, right? You guys suck. You always mess up your draft picks." And I'm looking at them like, have you seen what the premium picks of the New York Jets over the last freaking like 6 to 8 years? The Jets have hit. They've hit. The only problem is we've missed on the quarterback. And as I said before, I think if you're going to be a successful franchise in the NFL, the quarterback and the coach are going to dictate that success. You can't have one without the other. You know what I'm saying? And you need the guy. So we've missed on the quarterback. The Jets, in terms of picking wide receiver, Garrett Wilson, cornerback, Sauce Gardner, edge, JJ, freaking running back, right? You've seen AVT when he's healthy, one of the top 10 freaking offensive linemen in the league. Will McDonald, the guy was freaking, a defensive player, rookie defensive player of the year. Like, you've seen these dudes, they've hit. They were able to get NFL caliber starters, and in some instances, all pros, right? With those premium picks, and that's what you're supposed to do. Unfortunately, you've missed on the quarterback, most important position in all sports, and if you miss on that, you're screwed. And that's been the story. So I'm with you, man. But I'll go one further, Modine. I think if you tell me you traded away Quentin Williams and you traded away Sauce Gardner, and you were able to find a franchise quarterback, a top 10, top 15 quarterback in the NFL, Jets win. They win that trade. That means if one of those picks, just one of them, turns into your franchise quarterback, in my opinion, I'm sorry to say it, I think you win the trade. If that means you got to spend the cap space to bring in other components around that guy, whatever. If the other draft picks happen to be a bust or they're mediocre, it sucks, but whatever. If you get the franchise quarterback right, the New York Jets have money to go ahead and fill in the rest of the holes. And I think that's the key. Look, I don't think you need to hit home runs with every one of these draft picks. You don't. I don't think you need to go ahead and have all pros across the board to make up for the 2 all pros you lost. You don't. I think you need to find yourself a franchise quarterback and get some guys who can contribute. But the great thing about what the Jets are currently in right now in terms of a situation of a rebuild, right? Not only do you have this war chest of draft picks to now play with, right? You can also match that up with an abundance of cap space. Now, I was talking the other day about, I don't know who I was talking to, but we were talking about this the other day, where the Jets have had the draft picks, but they didn't have an abundance of cap space, right? They've had the cap space, and they didn't have an abundance of draft picks. This is going to be the next 2 years. The Jets will have the draft picks, $90 million in cap space this coming year. Then in 2027, the draft picks, $200 million of projected freaking cap space. Again, in the next 2 years, if this team doesn't figure it out in this window that we've now created, one, obviously we didn't get the coach right, and as Modine says, could Glenn be the right guy? I still don't know. I'm not going to sit here and tell you like these last two games have impressed me so much that I know Glenn's the guy. I don't know. I'm hoping that he's continuing to build on this and that he winds up being the guy. Because again, I don't know if I can. I mean, I will, but damn it, man, I can't deal with having to do another rebuild if the AG experiment fails. I really don't. And I've jumped on camera and I've said, if you draft a quarterback this year and he's not the guy, then by all means, you've got the assets to draft another quarterback next year. Go get him. Because until you have that component, man, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, dog. I think quarterback and coach matters. And AG, I'm not saying he's the guy because he's 2 games. He's looked fun for 2 games. But we need to see it more consistently and see how this team operates. If he keeps this up, then I think he might be the dude. Get him a quarterback, see where it goes. So Modine speaking facts right there, man. Like, we're praying hard for this to work out, man. For Glenn to work out and for these draft picks to work out. But predominantly of these draft picks, as a fan base, we're not even asking for much, man. Just get the franchise quarterback right. Just get the franchise quarterback right with the draft picks. Or if you want to trade for a guy at this point, I wouldn't be opposed to that, depending on who he is. So that has to be the right move, or this whole thing is blown up and we're doing this all over again in 4 years. It's going to be the same freaking ridiculous cycle of rebuild, and then it's purgatory. It's just we're still back in the same level of purgatory we've been in for the last freaking 15 years. What are we missing out on? Kel goes, people asking for firing of Glenn at this point do not understand business, history of league, due process. It's a knee-jerk reaction, ignorance. And I'll be the first to admit, man, he's pissed me off, right? And I've wondered if he's the guy that we need to go ahead and go into next season with to make this team better. But you're right. You're right. And you can't incorporate another level of instability in your organization because we're already seen as a dysfunctional organization. We've got one of the worst owners in sports. At some point or another, you just got to go ahead and sit tight and then go through the process. Now, I will say this: he gave Salah a long leash. Adam Gase didn't get that long of a leash. Thank goodness for that. But I think the Salah experiment lets me believe that AG is going to have a few. I don't think AG is going to be a one draft and done or 2 draft and done guy. I think he's going to have the length of his contract to figure this thing out. The hope is that he figures this out over the next 2 years when you've got the 5 first-round picks and you've got the 3 second-round picks and then you've got $300 million worth of cap space, that you're able to go ahead and figure this thing out. And this team starts putting wins on Sundays, putting us on that freaking little, that little freaking graphic on, in December, in the hunt, or, I'm saying, like in a wild card slot, I'm saying? Like, that's all we're asking for. In the next few years, can we be in the hunt? Can we be in the wild card freaking, like graphic on when we're watching football, Christmas weekend or whatever? We're not asking for much. We're just asking to be relevant in December, that our season's not over by the beginning of October. That's all we're asking for. I mean, literally the last several years, by October, boom, season's already over. My birthday is October 18th. I don't think I've gone to my birthday in years where, we weren't mathematically eliminated, but we've seen the game. We were eliminated. And that's all I want, man. I want to see this freaking thing happen. I'm hoping it happens. I just don't know if it will. I don't think we have enough here to know that it will. But my goodness, man. Gosh, I just want this team to stop sucking. Miguel, Jets going to get their booty cheeks clapped by the pass. I've been hearing this a lot, man. Belt to ass, right? This is going to be a belt to ass type of a game. Again, I don't expect the Jets to win tomorrow. I'm hoping the Jets win tomorrow. I just want to see these guys upset, the Patriots, because 1, it's the Patriots. I hate their guts. And 2, it's the Patriots. Why wouldn't you want your Jets to beat the Patriots? So I again, hoping, but logically speaking, I'm not putting money on that. All right. So we talked about AG. Talked about the defense, right? But what about the offensive line? Another reason why, like, I'm not on board with this whole, like, let's lose out games and stuff is because of the youth that we have on this roster. We have an offensive line with 2 freaking bookend tackles. And listen, Olu and Membu this weekend, they're dogs. I'm sorry, they're dogs. Those guys have only gotten better and better and better each week. Both had their opportunities to go up against the best defensive end in the game right now, Myles Garrett. Both held their own against Myles Garrett and held him to one of his worst games as a pro in years. I don't got the numbers in front of me, but it was like just a 45 PFF grade for this week or something like that, and it's the lowest he's had or second lowest he's had since like 2010 or I'm sorry, not 10, 2015 or something like that. Just ridiculous in terms of how they were to hold Myles Garrett to one of his worst performances. And mind you, this is against a quarterback who holds on to the ball for years, right? This is against a wide receiver core that also lost Garrett Wilson early on, so there wasn't a lot of options in terms of throwing the ball. I mean, granted, Justin Fields didn't throw the ball much anyway. Again, 53 yards or so on offense, but those guys were instrumental in the run game and just keeping Myles Garrett at bay. I I don't know how we want to root for losses to where that would become ingrained in the DNA of these guys, these young guys right now that celebrated that win at the end of that game like big kids. And I know some people were upset about it because they're not professional or no, they haven't been there before. They got a W, man, and they're impactful in making that win happen. I don't want to infuse upon amongst these guys that losing is okay. I don't want to do it for any of our team, man. But another reason why I'm keen on winning games, and if we win these games, what it can mean for the culture of our players of this franchise is we have a young roster. I think we have one of the youngest rosters in the NFL right now. More games you win, the more these guys believe like they're able to do this thing. The more they believe they belong in the NFL. That level of confidence goes a long way moving forward because again, this is a sport where the majority of these guys they have the physical ability, they have the physical gifts to play in the NFL. What separates them from those who are not in the league is the confidence, is the smarts, the IQ, etc. Those things, those intangibles can only be built upon, through OJT on the job training, right? When they're in the league, they're doing it and they can see that they can do it. I think that matters. That's another reason why I don't want to lose. Another reason I don't want to lose. Brees freaking Hall. Brees freaking Hall came out this past week, two games now, back to back games, where he was like, "Give me the fucking ball. Let me go do what I do, and let me put the team on my back and win games." Brees Hall is a catalyst, man. I gotta say this, Doug. Like I saw PFF predict a 4-year, $48 million deal for Brees, and honestly, at $12 million a year, that's a steal. Brees Hall is going to work wonders for our rookie QB by being back there and being a safety net for him. Our running back room, honestly, can be a weapon moving forward when we do have a competent quarterback out there that does offer the threat of passing the football. When you've got Brees Hall back there, Braylon Allen, Isaiah Day, and then you've got a quarterback that can actually pass the ball, you make defenses have to think. I don't understand this whole thing about people saying like, "Go, let Brees Hall go. We can just draft another guy in the draft." In the draft, why are we going to create a hole when we already have a guy we know balls out when there's no support around him? Like defenses know what we're doing. They know the Jets are going to run the ball, and Brees Hall is still able to go ahead and put freaking stats out there that help us win games. Imagine when he's in a offense that's actually well rounded. So I saw that PFF day, man. 4 years, $48 million. Sign that dude yesterday. Sign Brees right now because he is going to be a foundational component to making our quarterback's life easier. Having a run game is only going to make this offense better in this modern NFL. If you don't have the run game, then the passing game cannot succeed. Unless your quarterback's Justin Fields, in which case, then it doesn't matter if your run game is elite, your quarterback still can't succeed. Nevertheless, for a rookie coming in to know he can turn around and hand the ball off to a guy like Brees, that in itself is worth the $12 million a year. We have a ton of cap space this year and next year. $48 million, $12 million per year, I think gets the job done. Brees Hall has already kind of stated, if they want me, I want to be here. You see how happy he was when he was given the game ball in the locker room this past weekend. You're not going to sit there and make me believe that this dude doesn't want to be here. I think this is a guy who's known this whole time that he's him, and he doesn't feel like he was being given the opportunity to be him. The last two games, he was, hey, Dad, we're going to feed you, bro. We're going to feed you. You said you were him. Here we go. And he's delivered. Give that man his money. He's only going to be a benefit on this roster. It makes no sense to me that it hasn't been done yet. The price keeps going up, Muji. If you do this thing right now in season, I think $48 million a year gets it done, or $48 million a contract gets it done, $12 million per year. Lock him up, and then boom, we move. That's one less worry we got to worry about in the draft. In free agency, we got our freaking running back in the building. Let's go focus on bigger and better things. Now, when it comes to coaching, I'll say this. We might not be sure yet about freaking AG. We might not be sure yet about Steve Wilkes, who I still think is a terrorist. I think I'm starting to question. Anyway, I digress. And we've got question marks about Engstrand, but again, with him, it's not even fair because he doesn't have a quarterback. Kind of hard to blame him for the stagnant offense that we've been able to see. But what about Coach Banjo? My gosh, man, this special teams has been fun to watch. I mean, he's proven that by far he's the best coach on this team at doing his job, right? He's doing that. We can see it. We're seeing the product on the field. The Jets special team is a top 3 in every statistical category that matters. And this proves the value of the coaching having to match the player at your disposal. When you've got those two things in sync, you can do beautiful things. Our special teams are showing us that. They're doing some beautiful things right now, man, when it comes to playing football. Things that I am extremely proud of. That should make us proud of. Look, I look at it this way. If special teams balls out, if the defense is a top 10, top 15 unit, right? I think the Jets can spend money, spend assets on offense to go ahead and get that thing right. Spend it all on offense. I don't care. Because in this modern day NFL, you need to be able to score points. And there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Got to score points. So if you're able to go ahead and add to the offense, even overload on the offense, and your defense is a top 15 unit, I think you do it, man. Listen, the top 3 defense, the top 5 defense, we've had that. The number 1 defense, we had that. It was cool. It was fun. It was fun to be like, yeah, we got the number 1 defense. We won 7 games. But, we got the number 1 defense. Cool. And this NFL, today's NFL, man, it's no longer the defense that wins championships, as they say. It's the offense. You got to score points. You got to score points. And I'm okay with putting as many assets as possible in the scoring points. But with that said, man, I think you got to pay guys like JJ. I'm also a big component on giving him an extension. I know a lot of people are just like, I don't know, with the Achilles. I just feel like when you look at JJ, man, he's an AG guy, right? He's an Aaron Glenn guy. He's a bigger defensive end who can go ahead and set the edge. You know what I'm saying? He's explosive and he's vocal. He's a confident character. I think you look at AG, you look at JJ, and you look at AG, and I think he kind of embodies it. Like Will McDonald doesn't look like an AG guy, right? Like he's a speed rusher. I mean, again, he's producing, which I think why he stays on the roster. But I don't know if you go to him and be like, hey, you're going to lead my defense. I don't think that's what AG would do. But you look at JJ, and I think he would do that. So I think JJ is another person that, showed up this past week. How about Quincy Williams as well, who showed up this past week after getting benched and showing out? Like, again, there's guys that are showing you on defense that they can hold it down, which is why I think the defense, some people are saying, is going to need a lot. Yeah, we need a safety. We need another freaking edge. Maybe another corner, right? I mean, I'm not saying another, all-pro corner, but another guy to throw into that room. But, like, we've had the fun of having a top-tier defense, and we've seen what that's gotten us. Nothing, really, right? I'd love to see what it's like to go ahead and have a freaking offense that can score points. That'd be great. A defense that's, even if you're just, a middle-of-the-pack defense, I'm okay with that. But I'll tell you all of this we're talking about, all this stuff we're discussing, it doesn't really matter if you don't have the quarterback. It's Justin Fields. Oh, man, Justin Fields ain't it. Yo, he's not it. Look, I was wrong. Played myself. Individuals were telling me that the Justin Fields experiment was going to blow up in our face. My brother-in-law, he's a Steelers fan. He had Justin Fields on his roster. He was trying to explain to me why it didn't work out, and I'm over here like, nah, bro, stop. You're just saying that shit because he's no longer on your team. Tigo from Talking Jets, he stated that this was going to be a mistake. I sat there and I said, look, man, I've watched a lot of Chicago Bears football. I've watched Steelers football. I've watched this kid. I've seen progression throughout his entire career. Every single year has gotten better. And I said that shit with my chest. I said that shit with my whole chest. That Justin Fields was going to prove a lot of people wrong. Hey, this is why I don't get paid to be a GM. This is why I don't get paid to be a GM. Justin Fields ain't it, man. You can't even evaluate who else we have in the receiving game after Garrett Wilson, as long as he's your quarterback. Like, I think we believe that Mason Taylor has the ability to be a starting NFL tight end. We like the additions of AD Mitchell. We need, and of course, we also want to go ahead and need a quarterback to kind of evaluate Arian Smith and Mechie and see what they can really do. We don't have that guy in the building. Now, I think Tyrod Taylor will probably give us a better opportunity or a better chance to see what that looks like, right? If we've got those guys. But Justin Fields ain't it, Doug. He's not. Look, the dude is doing things that he did as a rookie. He just can't see the field. I mean, he's not an NFL quarterback. There's no other way to look at it, man. Justin Fields is not an NFL quarterback. And again, great dude, man. I'm so happy for him that he's found his faith, his belief in God, and it's made him comfortable. I'm so happy that he got his contract and he feels like he can provide for it. Like, you can tell this is a guy who's content, like he's happy. He feels safe. All great things. All great things, truly. But it doesn't show up on the field. Defenses right now aren't scared of Justin Fields throwing the football. They're not. His rushing ability has been kind of stipend a little bit, and they know you're not going to beat us with your arm. We're not worried about it. So we're being held back from being able to evaluate the entire offense because Justin Fields is the quarterback. I mean, I think Tyrod Taylor honestly would give us a better opportunity to evaluate the talent. I don't think Tyrod Taylor is the answer either. I mean, he's 36, 37, and he's hurt every other week. The guy can't stay healthy. I mean, dude got hurt, in a practice where he was probably going to be named the starter for that Bengals game, but he got hurt. You know what I'm saying? Never happened. And then, of course, now you're in a situation where Justin Fields has won back-to-back games. So I don't think AG's going to bench him. But if we're being honest with ourselves, our offense is significantly limited. And because of Justin Fields being the guy, like, we don't know how good our freaking offensive coordinator is. We don't really know the depth of what Engstrand has in terms of in his to go back, because Justin Fields is that bad. Like, he's really that bad. We just don't know. So how do we fix it? Like, how do we fix it? I personally believe that the team needs to keep winning games. I'm sorry, man, but I love watching my team win football. It's fun to watch it. I believe winning actually cures more than a draft pick could. Winning shows us that there is a change brewing when the team is inept at quarterback and lacking in proven talent. It tells us that we may have the right coaches in the building. It lets us know that these players can play above their limitations, and it creates belief that they can overcome doubters and non-believers. Like, this, to me, is the benefit of winning these games. First overall pick, I mean, what is that? It's fairy dust. It's a fugazi. Like, it's not real. It's a lottery pick, right? The Jets have the assets that if they did feel like there's a quarterback that they must have, they can go ahead and move up and go get it. If the Titans wind up getting the first overall pick, because it looks like they might be the team that gets that, great for us. They already have a quarterback in Cam Ward, right? None of these guys are grading out higher than Cam Ward did coming out. So that first overall pick's for sale. We've got the assets necessary. Again, if you truly believe that your guy is in this draft class and you're going to give up multiple firsts to go get him, we've got more than enough assets to go do that. And it wouldn't hurt us in terms of continuing to draft to add to this roster. But again, the quarterback component matters. I'm just saying, the belief that the first overall pick is going to be the savior of a franchise, let's stop it. Hasn't been the case in decades. Maybe decades is a long time. Hasn't been the case in quite some time. So for me, I want to see my team win. The Jets have won 2 games. And in those games, they've shown us some fight, some creativity from our OC Angstren. Again, limited, but he's shown us some creativity. And I want to be able to evaluate our offensive coordinator, but I can't really hold him accountable. I saw some people saying like the first to go are going to be Steve Wilkes or the offensive coordinator before Banjo. I agree. But honestly, I don't think it should be freaking Angstren because with Tyrod Taylor out there, we saw some creativity and we got freaking Brees Hall throwing touchdown passes. So I don't think that Angstren is really the guy until we actually have a quarterback where he can actually see the guy play football. Because right now, he's calling plays with one hand tied behind his back because Justin Fields is not dependable. Dude is erratic, man, and it's clear that he is not going to be able to take that next step. And that alone is holding back our evaluation as Jets fans for this entire team. Let's just call it what it is. Now, can the Jets trade for a quarterback? A lot of things going on out there in regards to Joe Burrow. I'm hearing whispers of CJ Stroud and now even Trevor Lawrence. Maybe. If the Jets felt one of those guys could be the guy, they've got, again, an arsenal of assets they can use to go get one of those guys. And they also have the cap space to accommodate their contracts and extend them. Now, will the Jets draft their guy? Maybe. Ultimately, the Jets, they have options. They can literally do whatever they want to do to go get their quarterback of the future. So giving up on the season to me would just create complacency in the young nucleus of this team. And that's not worth it. Like, I mean, in that young nucleus, you got to ask yourself, are we trying to cultivate it with winning or with putting out your best effort, or you can turn it off on Sundays because we're not going anywhere anyway? Do we want that kind of mentality seeping into these young minds? Like for me, man, when I was in the Marine Corps, we used to be advised by our leaders that we train as if it was life or death. Like we train as if like this is live. Like we went all out in our physical training, our weapons training. We wanted it to become muscle memory so that when we're in the shit, it just kicked in. It was natural, right? We didn't have to think about it. We just knew this is the way we play. This is the way we fight. In the same way, I want this regime to play every game like this is going to be the game that gets them to the Super Bowl because that's the end game. That's the goal. I want you to play every single game. Like if we win this game, we're going to the chip. Like we're going to the Super Bowl. That mentality has to be the case because the goal is to get to that point. And when you get to that particular point, you've already played that game with that mentality. This game matters. Every game matters. If you start, in my opinion, ruining these young guys with, hey, shut it down. We're going to go ahead and chase the first overall pick. You've already lost. You can get the first overall pick next year all you want to. Let that dude not be a superstar. Then these guys know, like, well, we're down. It's 0-5 on the season. We know how this organization operates. We can shut it down. Like, that's the mentality I don't want even being an option in the minds of these guys. Look, I want to start normalizing winning, that they have what it takes no matter what to win games. And I think it does take more than just a QB to do that. Granted, QB is a very important component to it, but it takes more than just a QB to do that. So go Jets. I'm rooting for wins. I'm rooting for this team to go ahead and get nothing but dubs. And I don't see a scenario where that's going to change. We might not win any more games to the last game. I'm still rooting for the last game of the season for the Jets to win the game. I can't for the life of me just I don't know quit on the team. Now, with that said, the Jets play the Patriots tomorrow. The New York Jets play the New England Patriots tomorrow, and the Patriots, man, golly, man, they've been a force. They've been playing good football. Drake May looks like he's comfortable back there. Mike Vrabel's done a really, really good job at getting those guys together and playing team ball. It seems they play complementary football as well. Defense shows up, special teams shows up, offense shows up. It's going to be a tall ask. Now, I will say this. So tomorrow night, I hope I'm not overselling it that he's still happening. But as y'all know, I used to be in the Thursday thick of it with Green Bean. Due to our lives being erratic as it is, we're not doing the show anymore. That was last year. We haven't done it this year. However, we're doing a special live watch of the Jets versus Patriots game tomorrow, Thursday. Think of it, crew getting back together. It's gonna be on Green Beans channel. So tomorrow night, definitely tune in on Green Beans channel. It's gonna be me there, Jets Chaos. I think Dom C, and of course Green Bean, and we're gonna watch the Jets game. And we're going to root for them to beat the dog shit out of the Patriots. That's just the nature of the game. And hope to see you guys there. But yeah, if I'm being honest, I think the Jets are going to lose tomorrow night. I'll drop my prediction freaking, short tomorrow afternoon sometime. But it's just a lot to ask, right? You're going to be going to this game without Garrett Wilson. AD Mitchell, I believe, is going to be making his debut. But I just feel like with Justin Fields and his inability to be consistent, not knowing which version of him we're going to get week in and week out, it's hard for me to sit here and say, like, yeah, we can go ahead and get this dub. I think the running game is going to be a key component. I know the Patriots have lost Ramondre Stevens. He's out for that game. So they're going to be limited in their rushing attack, which is a good thing for us. Can our defense get after Drake May? You know what I'm saying? Have him seeing some ghosts, maybe. One can hope. But yeah, I got the Patriots probably winning this game tomorrow. I'll do my official short tomorrow and put that out there for you guys to see. But that should be a good game. All right, let's see here. Short week trap game. Yeah, short week trap game for the Patriots. Hopefully, this point. Yeah, I'm with you. I think that could be the case as well. This is a team that's been going through it and they've been winning, and it is a short week, and they're probably feeling themselves a little bit. Maybe they get a little too comfortable, and we can go ahead and do a Dolphins to Bills kind of an upset. I'm looking forward to it. Modine, this isn't a trap game for the Pats when they play Cincy next week. I mean, they get Joe Burrow back, so that might be the game for them as well. So maybe we can beat them up a little bit so they have a hard time against Cincy. But yeah, no, I'm with Jay. Like, the Patriots are really good. They're not great. They are a beatable team. I'm just saying they're playing well across the board, right? Special teams, defense, offense. They're just playing good football. And when you've got all three components playing good football, it's a team that's hard to beat. So it all depends on who we show up with, you know what I'm saying, tomorrow, which version of the Jets we get to see, which quarterback actually shows up for us to know how it's going to turn out. Pats are 12.5-point favorites, but listen, the way the NFL's been going lately, it just seems like, if you're betting the Pats, there's a high chance that the refs might favor the Jets. So I'm not saying anything to say anything, but I saw that too earlier, Miguel, and I was like, yeah, that could be a bad thing for the freaking Pats and a good thing for us. All right. Well, that's the hangout, y'all. I appreciate you guys for chopping it up. I'm gonna just say it like this, man. I want the Jets to win as many games as possible. I can't jump on team tank. I can't jump on team quit on the season because one, we have a young roster of guys that I don't want that being embedded in their DNA as an option. I don't need to believe like, oh, there's times in the NFL where you can quit for them to think that's ever an option. So I can't jump on that bandwagon for just quitting. Like, just win games, I'm gonna be ecstatic. I am. Just lose games, I'll be like, oh, our draft position got better. For us right now as a fan base, it's win-win. Jets win or lose, the fans win, right? Because either one, we get victory Mondays and we get to talk shit to other teams that are below us because that doesn't happen very often. Or two, okay, great, we're moving up in the draft board and we might be able to get the quarterback of choice without having to pay, too many assets. So that's where I stand on it, man. It's a win-win either way. I would love to see more wins. And yeah, I can't. I'm sorry, I can't jump on the board of tank season. I just can't do it. I love seeing wins. It's fun winning football games, and I hope to just win a lot more. That said, I will see you guys tomorrow night. If you're gonna watch us again, we're gonna be on Green Beans channel doing that live showing of the Jets versus Patriots game. And yeah, I'm with you. Keep the faith. Without hope and vision, the people perish. Let's go Jets. Go Jets. 100%. Go Jets. I want this team to win this game. I really do. I hope they pull it off. That said, I appreciate you all. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Everybody, man, I appreciate your time chopping up with me tonight to hang out. I'll see you guys next Wednesday. And again, don't forget to tell your friends to jump on this channel to go ahead and get implemented into the Joe Namath autograph jersey giveaway. The first 2,000 subscribers will be the individuals that get enrolled into that giveaway. And hey, hopefully it's you that winds up winning it. All right. As always, go Jets. I'll see you guys next week or tomorrow on Green Meat Channel. Good night.
I can do it all, I will never fall. It's the Renaissance, you know that I got the mother sauce. You know I'm the boss, I know what it costs. Have you ever lost? I'm so versatile, yeah, I'm a Renaissance man. I can do it all, I will never fall. It's the Renaissance, you know that I got the mother sauce. You know I'm the boss, I know what it costs. Have you ever lost? I'm so versatile.